In the heart of a forest where the trees seemed to whisper secrets to one another and sunlight wove golden threads across the leaves, there stood a tall tower that touched the clouds. Its stone walls were covered in ivy, which sparkled like tiny stars when the morning dew caught the light. Perched near the very top of this tower was a cozy room, and in that room lived a young girl named Leora. Her hair flowed like melted gold down past her knees, shimmering as if it carried its own sunlight, and her eyes were wide with curiosity and wonder. Leora had spent her entire life in the tower, surrounded by soft walls and familiar routines, yet her heart longed for something more. She dreamed of the world beyond the tower walls, a forest filled with magic and skies painted with colors she could not yet name. Each day, she tended to her little window garden, a cheerful patch of violet and pink blooms that peeked through the stone. She sang to the birds, her gentle voice mingling with their chirping, and sketched the creatures she imagined lived just beyond her view. Yet there was a quiet ache inside her, a soft, persistent tugging for adventure, for courage, for the unknown. One morning, as golden sunlight spilled across her floor and kissed the ivy that climbed the tower walls, Leora noticed a small glimmer outside her window. She leaned closer and gasped. A tiny figure hovered there, wings glinting in the light like delicate shards of crystal. It was Lumi, a sparkling fairy with wings so translucent they seemed to be made of morning mist. Lumi twirled in the air, leaving behind trails of shimmering dust that glowed faintly as they fell. "Good morning, Leora," chimed Lumi, her voice soft and tinkling like tiny bells. "Are you ready for a little adventure today?" Leora blinked, unsure whether to feel excited or nervous. "Adventure?" she whispered. "Here? But I've never left the tower. What if something goes wrong?" Lumi giggled, a sound that made the air feel lighter. "Oh, my dear, the world outside is waiting for you. It's not dangerous if you step carefully, and besides, I'll be right by your side. You don't have to do it alone." Leora's heart fluttered with a mix of excitement and fear. She moved to the window and touched the ivy climbing its edges. It tickled her fingers like a gentle friend urging her on, whispering encouragement in the rustle of its leaves. Suddenly, the tower's magical vine, known as Shadow Vine, rustled softly. Its thick green tendrils shimmered with a silver glow, curling as if to greet her. A deep, wise voice emanated from the vine itself. "Leora, the world beyond is vast and full of wonders, but it can be strange and unpredictable. Take your first step with care, for the first step is always the hardest." I know," Leora said softly, her hand resting on the vine. "But I want to see it. I want to know what's out there." The vine curled around her wrist in a gentle hug. "Very well. Your heart is braver than you realize." With Lumi's sparkling encouragement and Shadow Vine's blessing, Leora began to search the tower for a way down. She had always thought the spiral staircase was the only path, winding endlessly from the top to the ground. But today, something curious caught her eye, a faint glimmer near the ivy-covered wall. She knelt and brushed aside the leaves, revealing a small, circular hatch, just large enough for her to squeeze through. Her pulse quickened. "A secret passage?" She breathed, her fingers trembling with excitement. Lumi hovered near, wings buzzing like tiny lanterns. "It is!" Lumi whispered, bouncing in the air. "And only those with brave hearts can find it? You, Leora, are indeed brave." Taking a deep breath, Leora lifted the hatch. A cool, earthy scent rose from within, a mixture of moss, rain, and the unknown. She peered into the dimly lit tunnel beneath the tower, winding like a ribbon leading into the earth. Her heart thumped, a mixture of nervousness and anticipation. "Will you come with me?" she asked Lumi, a little tremble in her voice. "Always," Lumi replied, hovering at her shoulder, wings scattering sparks of light dot with care. Leora stepped onto the first stone of the hidden staircase. The light from above faded, replaced by the gentle glow of luminous moss along the walls. Tiny fireflies blinked like floating lanterns, lighting the way. The passage twisted and turned, and every corner held small wonders. A spiderweb glimmering with dew, a faint chorus of whispered echoes, and walls that seemed to hum with magic. "You're doing wonderfully," Lumi encouraged. The first step is always the hardest, but you've taken it. The staircase eventually opened into a wide cavern. Stalactites hung from the ceiling like crystal chandeliers, and a sparkling stream wound across the cavern floor, reflecting a rainbow of colors. Leora knelt to touch the water, and it was cool and gentle like a caress from the earth itself. "Leora," Lumi said softly, "beyond this stream is the forest you've been dreaming of. Magic lives there and wonders await your discovery." Leora took a deep breath, feeling her courage grow. She imagined running through glowing fields, laughing with playful creatures, and discovering secrets hidden in the forest. The tower had been safe, yes, but it had also been a cage. Now, with Lumi and the protective magic of Shadow Vine, she could step into the world she had always imagined. As they moved forward, they encountered a playful challenge. A cluster of enchanted mushrooms formed a tiny maze, glowing in pastel shades of pink, blue, and lavender. A soft, humming voice echoed from the maze. "Who dares to pass through my garden?" A tiny mushroom sprite emerged, its cap tilted jauntily and its face mischievous. "Only those with kind hearts and brave souls may pass," it said. Eyes sparkling with delight, Leora swallowed her nervousness and stepped forward. I want to see the world beyond the tower." "I promise to be kind and to respect the magic here," she said sincerely. The sprite grinned. "Very well. You may pass. Remember, courage is not just about facing the unknown. It is also about kindness, compassion, and listening to your heart." Leora nodded, warmth spreading through her chest. She understood then that bravery was not just leaving the tower. It was about the heart she carried with her. After the mushroom maze, the path opened into a soft clearing. Sunlight poured through a small opening above, illuminating a carpet of moss and sparkling stones. Tiny creatures appeared everywhere, glowing butterflies with sapphire wings, rabbits with silvery fur, and birds singing tunes that seemed almost like laughter. Leora laughed softly, delighting in the colors, sounds, and smells of the forest. Lumi spun and sprinkled more sparkling dust into the air. "See, this is just the beginning," she said, her eyes twinkling. As the afternoon wore on, Leora explored further, each step revealing more wonders. She found a small patch of flowers that hummed softly when touched, and a gentle deer with eyes like polished amber who bowed its head to greet her. Even the trees seemed alive, their leaves swaying in rhythm with her heartbeats. By evening, Leora reached the edge of the forest. The tall trees glowed with firefly lights and the sky shimmered in shades of pink and violet. She looked back toward the tower, now a small silhouette against the setting sun, and felt a surge of pride. She realized that the tower had kept her safe. But the forest, though unfamiliar, offered friendship, learning, and adventure. "Tomorrow," Lumi whispered. Landing softly on Leora's shoulder, "we will explore even more. There are wonders and challenges and magic in every corner. But tonight, rest. Your heart has taken its first true step into courage and hope." Leora nestled against the base of a towering tree. The leaves rustled gently above as if singing her a lullaby. Her chest swelled with joy and calm, a feeling she had never known while confined in the tower. The journey beyond the walls had begun, and she felt ready to meet whatever the forest might hold. As stars began to twinkle in the soft, dusky sky, Leora whispered to them, "I'm ready. I am ready for the world." She closed her eyes, letting the gentle magic of the forest carry her into dreams of sparkling adventures, kind friends, and endless possibilities. And for the first time in her life, Leora truly felt that her heart was free. She had taken her first steps into courage, into hope, and into a world that shimmered with the beauty she had always imagined. The morning sun spilled gold across the forest canopy, casting dappled light that danced across the mossy floor. Leora stretched her arms and yawned, feeling the cool, fresh breeze brush against her cheeks. Beside her, Lumi hovered, her tiny wings sparkling as if dusted with sunlight. "Good morning, brave Leora," she chimed. "Are you ready to explore the deeper heart of the forest today?" Leora nodded, her golden hair catching the light as it fell across her shoulders. Her heart thumped with anticipation. The previous day had been full of wonders, but today promised new adventures, mysteries, and lessons that could only be learned beyond the tower walls. She took a careful step forward, feeling the soft moss beneath her feet, and listened to the gentle hum of the forest. Every leaf seemed to whisper encouragement, and even the stones glimmered as if cheering her on. "Where shall we go first?" Leora asked, eyes wide as she surveyed the magical world around her. "Follow the path of the glimmering stream," Lumi said, pointing with a delicate hand. "It will lead you to creatures who have wisdom to share and playful tests that will help you discover your own courage." The stream sparkled like liquid crystal, winding and twirling through the forest like a silver ribbon. Tiny fish with scales like opals darted beneath the water, and water lily glowed faintly under the gentle current. Leora knelt to touch the surface, and the stream rippled with laughter, as if it were greeting her personally. "Hello, little stream," Leora whispered, smiling. "I am ready to see what wonders you hide." As she followed the stream, a rustling sound emerged from the bush. A small fox with fur the color of sunset peeked out, blinking its amber eyes at her curiously. "Who walks through our forest?" the fox asked in a soft, melodic voice. "I am Leora," she replied, bowing slightly. "I am exploring the forest beyond my tower. I mean no harm." The fox twitched its ears and gave a playful leap. "Then you are welcome here," it said. "But to pass through the glimmering forest, you must solve a riddle." Leora's heart skipped. A riddle. She had only ever read about them in her sketches and stories, but she took a deep breath and nodded. The fox smiled. "I shine without a flame, I speak without a voice, and I guide those who wander. What am I?" Leora thought carefully, recalling the glowing fireflies that lit the path, the sparkling stream, and the way the sunlight always seemed to find her. "Light!" she exclaimed. The fox clapped its tiny paws. "Brave and clever. You may pass, Leora." Lumi twirled with delight, sprinkling sparkling dust into the air. "See? Courage and thought go hand in hand," she said, deeper into the forest. Leora encountered a family of playful rabbits with fur as soft as cloud wisps. They hopped around in circles, creating a maze of gentle challenges, encouraging her to navigate through laughter and lighthearted tests. Each step taught her more about her own confidence, patience, and the joy of exploring without fear after the playful maze. The path led to a serene glade where the glimmering stream spirit awaited. The spirit was gentle and translucent, her form like sunlight reflected on water. Her voice was soothing, carrying wisdom and warmth. "Leora," the spirit said softly, "you have journeyed far beyond your tower walls, and yet the greatest journey is within. Bravery is not simply stepping into the unknown. It is trusting your own heart, even when the path is uncertain. Courage and hope are not found in the world outside, they are discovered within yourself." Leora listened, feeling a calm swell in her chest. She realized that all her fear and hesitation had melted away as she followed her curiosity, treated the forest with kindness, and trusted herself. "I understand," she whispered. "Courage isn't just leaving the tower. It's believing in my heart and taking the first step, no matter how scary it feels." The spirit smiled, and a soft ripple of sparkling water encircled Leora's feet. It felt like a gentle hug, full of encouragement. "Exactly, brave one. Now, there is one final trial to show that you have learned well." A small, wobbly bridge appeared before her, strung across the stream, glowing softly in the morning light. The boards creaked gently as the breeze passed, and the water below twinkled mischievously. Leora's stomach fluttered. She had never crossed anything like this before. "Step carefully," Lumi whispered, hovering at her side. "Trust yourself, Leora, one step at a time." Taking a deep breath, Leora placed her foot on the first plank. It swayed slightly, but she focused on the soft glow beneath her feet. With each step, her confidence grew, her heart swelling with pride. She imagined the tower she had left behind, not as a cage, but as a place that had given her roots and safety. The forest, she realized, was her wings, halfway across. A gentle wind stirred the leaves, and the bridge shimmered with sparkling dust. Leora laughed softly at the sensation, feeling lighter than she ever had. Step by step, she made it to the other side, where the forest opened into a breathtaking meadow, bathed in golden light and dotted with flowers that seemed to hum in harmony with the breeze. In the meadow, Leora met even more magical creatures, birds with feathers like glass, tiny deer with antlers made of crystal, and butterflies that left trails of color as they flitted by. She laughed with delight, feeling her heart bloom with joy. The forest had become not only a place of adventure but also a place of belonging, where every creature welcomed her presence and where every step taught her something new about courage, kindness, and hope. As the day drew to a close, the sky was painted in warm shades of pink, violet, and gold. Leora lay in the soft grass, looking up at the twinkling stars emerging one by one. Lumi perched on her shoulder, her tiny form glowing in the twilight. "See, Leora," Lumi said gently, "the world is not only magical, it is full of lessons, laughter, and love. Every step you take with courage opens a new door, and every kind thought makes the forest brighter." Leora smiled, her heart full. She understood now that the journey was about more than exploring the world outside the tower. It was about discovering her own heart, trusting her instincts, and stepping bravely into the unknown. As night fell, the creatures of the forest gathered around, glowing softly in the moonlight. They hummed gentle songs, filling the air with music that seemed to speak directly to her heart. Leora closed her eyes, letting the forest lull her into a deep, peaceful sleep. Dreams of sparkling adventures, friendly creatures, and endless magical wonders filled her mind. She dreamed of flying with Lumi, laughing with the playful fox, and dancing through fields of glowing flowers. When she awoke, the first rays of sunlight touched her face, and the forest seemed even more alive than before. She felt an excitement that was calm, a confidence that was joyful, and a hope that shimmered like sunlight on water. Leora knew that the forest would always welcome her, and that every journey she took would teach her something new about courage, hope, and the beauty of stepping beyond her comfort zone. She returned to the stream to dip her hands in the sparkling water, and the glimmering stream spirit appeared again, smiling warmly. "Remember, Leora," she said, "your courage and hope are gifts not just for yourself, but for every heart you touch. The world is full of magic for those who dare to seek it." With Lumi by her side, Leora wandered through the meadow one last time, taking in the sights, sounds, and gentle magic all around her. She felt a profound gratitude for the tower that had sheltered her, for the forest that had challenged and delighted her, and for the friends she had made along the way. As the sun set, painting the sky in a cascade of colors, Leora climbed a gentle hill and looked back at the tower, now bathed in soft moonlight. She whispered softly, "Thank you for everything. I am ready to explore, to learn, and to grow." And with that, Leora stepped forward, ready to embrace the world beyond the tower walls with courage in her heart, hope in her eyes, and a spirit that shimmered as brightly as her golden hair. The forest was alive, the stars twinkled above, and the adventures awaiting her were endless. She had discovered that true bravery is about trusting yourself, that hope is about daring to dream, and that magic exists wherever a kind heart and a brave spirit walk together. The night was gentle, the forest peaceful, and Leora, for the first time, felt truly free. With Lumi fluttering beside her, she laughed softly, a sound full of wonder and promise. The world beyond the tower had opened to her, and she knew that every step she took from now on would be filled with courage, hope, and the joy of discovering endless magic. And so, Leora's secret adventure continued, not as a single journey, but as the beginning of a lifetime filled with laughter, friendship, and the sparkling wonders of a world that welcomed her with open arms.